The ancient astrolabe in Archmage Eldrin's observatory hummed with the measured rhythm of a celestial cycle. Outside, the luminescent mists of Etheria painted shifting veils across the obsidian peaks of the Shadow Mounts. Eldrin, a scholar of dream arcana, devoted to understanding the slumbering psyche, leaned back in his dragonbone chair, a half-empty chalice of starpital infusion cooling beside him. For centuries, he had meticulously charted the shimmering dream eddies and silent resonances of the sleeping consciousness, believing that the dream realms we traverse in our nightly repose were far from empty voids. Tonight, an age-old conundrum vexed him, a cryptic rune of forgotten binding that had stubbornly resisted every arcane divination his waking mind could conjure. He sighed, pushing aside vellum scrolls covered in intricate glyphs. Perhaps, he murmured to the silent chamber, its vaulted ceiling adorned with constellations of solidified starlight. The answer lies not in forceful evocation, but in surrendering to the dream currents. Later, nestled beneath a blanket woven from moonglow silk, Eldrin drifted into the familiar, yet ever-shifting, dreamscape. The initial descent was a swirl of fading thoughts and earthly sensations. Then, the fabric of the dream began to reweave itself. He found himself within the silent Athenaeum, a library built from the calcified roots of the elderwood. Shelves of polished shadowstone stretched into a canopy of bioluminescent fungi. Each tome pulsed with a soft, inner luminescence. Eldrin felt an unseen pull towards a secluded gallery, the spines of the books there inscribed with flowing symbols and half-formed incantations. As he reached out to touch one, the runes on its cover rearranged themselves, swirling into a familiar pattern. The very binding sigil that had eluded his waking comprehension. But here, in the silent Athenaeum, the rune wasn't a static lock, it was a living nexus, its lines thrumming and intertwining in ways he had never conceived of before. He read the rune not with his eyes, but with his soul sight, understanding the intricate flows of magical essence. It represented in a way that bypassed logical deduction. Insights bloomed like night blooming Sirius in this ethereal garden of knowledge. He saw connections he had overlooked, subtle harmonies that had been veiled by layers of arcane doctrine. Then, the scene shimmered and reformed. He was walking through the whispering labyrinth, the air alive with the rustling secrets of spectral flora and the delicate chimes of unseen thought sprites. Moonlight filtered through the crystalline foliage, casting intricate filigree patterns on the phosphorescent moss. As he walked, the rhythm of his steps echoed the underlying cadence of the binding rune, each footfall a note in a complex magical canticle. Suddenly, he came to a moonlit grotto. In its center floated a single, perfect dream prism, crafted from solidified moonlight and a shard of obsidian, etched with the same runes he had seen in the Athenaeum. As he reached out, the dream prism unfolded its facets, its inner light, revealing the solution to his magical enigma in elegant, sequential flows of energy. The dream began to fray at its edges, like a tapestry caught in an astral wind. The silent Athenaeum dissolved, the whispering labyrinth faded, and the dream prism vanished like dawn mist. Eldrin stirred beneath his moonglow silk blanket, the lingering echoes of the dream clinging to the edges of his awareness. He awoke with a start, the memory of the dream vivid and strangely potent. The silent Athenaeum, the flowing runes, the unfolding dream prism. It all felt imbued with profound significance. He rose and went to his scrying mirror, its surface swirling with nebulae, his heart quickening with anticipation. Kneeling before it, he traced the binding rune in the air. Above the swirling cosmos, guided by the intuitive understanding gleaned from his dream, his fingers moved with newfound precision. The solution unfolded before his mind's eye, not through rote recitation of ancient spells, but with a sense of natural resonance and interconnectedness. The dream hadn't given him the answer directly, but it had attuned his senses, allowing him to perceive the magic from a new, more intuitive perspective. In the following cycles of the twin moons, Eldrin delved deeper into the lore of dreams and their connection to arcane power. He discovered forgotten grimoires, detailing how the dream weave, with its fluid narratives, facilitated the creation of novel enchantments and the retrieval of lost spells. He learned of the subconscious mind's ability to forge novel magical associations during slumber, connecting disparate threads of arcane knowledge in ways the focused waking mind often missed. He realized that sleep was not merely a respite from the waking world. It was an active process of magical reorganization and insight generation. The seemingly random visions of dreams were often symbolic representations of our waking magical inquiries. Our subconscious mind sifting through arcane energies, testing incantations, and forging new conduits of power. Eldrin never fully understood the ethereal architecture of the silent Athenaeum, or the magic that animated the dream prism, but he knew, with a certainty that resonated within his very being, that the sleeping mind held a profound arcane wisdom, a wellspring of magical creativity and understanding that the waking world often underestimated. From that day forward, Eldrin approached his craft with a newfound reverence for the power of dreams. He encouraged his acolytes to embrace their nightly journeys, to allow their minds the space to wander and explore the hidden landscapes of the dream weave, for he had learned that sometimes the most potent spells are not found in the blazing forge of conscious will, but in the quiet, mysterious depths of a dream-filled night. And in the heart of Etheria, under the soft glow of the twin moons, Archmage Eldrin continued his work, listening not just to the pronouncements of ancient texts, but also to the whispers of the dreaming Psyche.